evening, everybody. Good night, or no, good evening, I think is what you say when you say hello.
Talking Dirty
with Maestro.
Not just numbers,
not just stats.
it's about what they mean.
Oops. Maestro. We're gonna throw this into a movie.
See, is that better for you?
Educate me. I'm going to send to you the information.
Talking Dirty.
Welcome to this episode. Where's your boy? Me. Let's hop into it. Let's chop it up. We're on that run from Lagos, another player that truly caught my eye. Enrique Conti. He was all over the place. He was like Valspar paint, man, in a good way. At 6'5" and 213 pounds, there were a lot of things about his game that just made me go, yeah. The first of which was his ability to always find a way to finish at the rim. I love a cat in the mid-height range, and that's that 6'4" to 6'8" height range, that is willing to do what they need to choose violence and finish at the rim. And Conti did that the entire run. And he was able to do it, again, old heads know the rules. I don't care about the dunks, do not care about the shot. I want to know how you got there. And how he got there was a consistent, very strong, very decisive first step. Once he took that first step, he was past you. We talked about that a number of podcasts ago about how you take that first step, never laterally, always to the weak side of your man, always to the corner side of their ankle. Why? Because once you're there and your body mass is there, you own them. He did that the entire run, and he did it in traffic. He did it when there were bodies that should have been in the way. He made his first step not for the person that was guarding him, but for the person that should have been the help side D. Now, help side D in this particular run was sort of like Sasquatch, only blurry photos that we kind of catch on the internet. It wasn't quite there, possibly because of a lack of familiarity of everyone, possibly because in a 3-on-3, there is a lot of room for people to be in places that they might not normally be, depending on what's going on. Not his problem. He made it count. He was able to take advantage of the space that was there. He was able to make space when he needed and move through traffic with an amazing clarity of intention. And then, of course, finish at the rim. Very few layups. I like the fact that he always went for the dunk, blocked a couple of times, didn't slow him up, kept going. That's exactly what you do. Generally, with a few exceptions, if he was in traffic, he generally had both hands when he went to the rim. A couple of times he did not. We'll talk about rim choice of violence here in another episode. But one thing that I always try to get across to players is if I'm going to the rim in traffic, or if I know someone's on me, I want both hands on the ball, and I want to move with a firm grip on the ball. Let them swipe at it, let them hit it, because what? They're going to hit me too. I get that foul. I might get the and one, but more importantly, what? They now have a foul. We're a foul up, and we're closer to the bonus. The one thing that I'd like to see Conti do, if I were to make a suggestion, a little clarity with his ball handling skills, because with that first step, there are a lot of times where, even though it was sure of where he wanted to go, it was as if his hands were in a miscommunication point with his body, and the ball kind of had to catch up to him. And that happens with players with quicks like that. Totally expected, and sometimes you're faster than what you are. And he's one of those cats that definitely has that ability that you can't coach. He's bringing that to the table. You can coach how he uses it, which will be super special. The other thing that I would say for Enrique Conti is learn to use the space not afforded to you. Let me talk about what that means. in a 3-on-3, and you see one guy to the right, one guy to the flare to the right, flare to the left. You have the ball straight up the middle. You are quick enough a lot of times to obviously take the man in front of you. What I liked about his game was as his players were moving, he would then rotate and shift the balance. But sometimes he wouldn't rotate or shift enough. That could definitely be a comfortability level. In other words, if I'm at the top of the key, I'll make it very easy to visualize, hopefully. If I'm at the top of the key, I have a primary player to my left and a primary player to my right. As the player to my right flashes I up, I flash more lateral, more down lateral to the left. That player should either recognize that and do one of two things. Come set a screen for me, then I can continue around both players, or could flash mid-high post behind my defender. Now, guess what I have? I have leverage to the baseline or both of my players that can now do one of two things. Once that player to the left flashes mid-high post, the original player that flashed high right can back cut. There's an alley-oop happening there. Or I can chest pass right to the paint. There's no one there, catches it, boom, finishes with violence. Either way, we win. And I know I said a lot starting off about that. I gave you an entire principle on it, but that's what I kind of want him to think about. Once a player flashes up toward him, instead of standing where you are and just taking a couple of steps, take advantage of your speed. And oh, by the way, you're a really good passer too, bruh. Flash cut middle, look and see now where your teammate is. If your teammate on the left, again, same position, if your teammate on the left doesn't respond, then you just take 2 steps back. Now you have your format reset, and then you can either direct the left post man through, or you can reset the offense. Just little things like that that I like to see him use. I would surely not hesitate in looking at using Henrique Conti, not as an off guard, but a on guard. If he gets his handling and passes skills up to just 1 or 2 more levels. He's already very highly ranked. I see that game. It'd be nice to see what he's able to do once he gets around other players who carry that same ability with a little bit more awareness of the game and what's happening. Thank you for checking out this episode of Talking Dirty with Maestro. I will catch you on the other side.
Thank you for listening to Maestro. Want to get involved? Bring it.
Drop in discord.gg/SimWorldNBA.
If you have the brain, join as a coach. If you have the game,
join as a player.
see the game,
be the game.
Now,
Back to Maestro.
Sorry. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And welcome to this half of the podcast. Let's continue talking about drills. A lot of you seem to really like that, so let's talk about some more. Let's talk about one drill that you can do with just 2 players if you want to. And I highly suggest it because it's all about timing. And that is the outlet drill. Player 1 puts the ball up against the backboard, takes the rebound. Player 2 then either, who's out on the wing, either runs the rail, which means to the left side of the floor, the right side of the floor, or runs the cut, which is right down the middle. Calling for the ball. Player 1 who took the rebound, strong lead pass. Not to where they are, but where they're going to be. This is like quarterback wide receiver talk. To where they're going to be, and then follows. If the player takes the cut, right down the middle, player 2, who after the pass, follows up the cut. If the player 2 takes the ball and flares left or right, the player 1 who made the pass flares oppo. depending on your principles. Again, the caveat, always depending on the principles that your coaches are teaching you, because this is how it's going to relate to what you do in the game. Don't let me be the reason you make a mistake and make coach upset with you. If I flare oppo, I'm flaring to the corner. If I'm a mid-big or a big, I run cut, hand up, because I want to go to the rim, either for alley-oop or for a strong pass in. I then do what? Choose violence, finish at the rim. This is a drill you can do with 2 cats. If you want to set up chairs, as I see a lot of coaches do, they'll set up chairs, or players will set up chairs to be as if there were defenders who are already back. Now, the only thing that I really don't advise for that, but this is a coach's decision, is because on a rebound and an outlet, you're rarely going to have 4 players back. You might have 1, you might have 2, you will rarely have 4. And the reason, I know some people say better to have more defenders than too few defenders. You also want to make it realistic enough so that your team can make smart choices. Train how you fight, fight how you train. Because if I'm running an outlet, if I see my man get the rebound and I take off, woo woo woo, I'm calling, and there's nobody there, I'm going to the cut, fam. I'm going to the cut. Why? I have the entire floor in front of me. A good lead pass, if it's over my head, heck, let it bounce. Treat it as a bounce alley-oop. Take it off the bounce, take it up, rock the rim, go back, say what's up, or stay back and press your opponent as they try to inbound the ball. That is something that is so forgotten about. I see so many cats run down, make the bucket, score, and then they come back celebrating when you just got a free basket. Now see if you can turn the momentum around. Hang out right there. Get your jump on. As soon as they come to pick up the ball to inbound it, now you're there slowing them down. Become a bug in the ointment, man. Become a wrench in the monkey. All those things that you want to do to slow them up, that's what's going to work in your favor. That's what you should do. So the outlet drill is something you can do with just 2 cats. Get that timing down. Make that transition offense work for you. Hopefully this is going to help you out. Hopefully you'll like it. Hopefully it can help you not only get better for yourself, but to get better for your team. And always remember, no matter how broke you are in real life, your apartment is banging if you're on a TV show.
Like I need to talk to somebody.
Thank you for listening to Maestro.
Thank you again for checking out Maestro. Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind. See you next time.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.